And it's live. Or I'm live. Someone's live. Okay. Let me just turn on some music or play some. How does this work? Okay. Right. Uh. Sorry. I am trying to figure out some stuff. Trying to figure out how all this is working. Eh. Okay. What am I doing? So today I am doing my first of many drawing streams. And for this stream, I'm going to just show my drawing process. Again, I am still learning. I'm teaching myself to draw, but I am still learning. And I have to my right, I have a drawing. I have an art anatomy book. It's filled with illustrations of human anatomy as well as animal anatomy. So it's a good way to learn. Have an actual anatomy book meant for artists. So that's what I have. And I will be looking at it here and there. So if my model is just tracking, that's why. But this random scribble here, because I was testing something earlier. But right now, I will admit that I've been doing art for most of my life. But not just drawing, but other things. But I have been doing art most of my life. So I do have experience. But I have been somewhat practicing a method of how I draw that makes some sense to me. I have seen how other artists draw, and in trying to learn from other artists, some methods from other artists don't really work that well for me. So I kind of made my own method, and then I saw that other artists kind of do this too. So I'm just going to start with drawing some dots here. I'm just going to draw an arm from the side. That's a bit too long. Right there. And I am using Krita to draw. So I have these dots, and then let's do this. On the music I am listening to, which I forgot to put in the description. The music I'm listening to is from World of Warcraft, Legion. It is the music from the Hall of the Guardian in Dalaran. Definitely one of my favorite tracks in the game. Favorite music from the game. It's calm and mellow and good for like studying or just doing this. So arm. So this is just the like basic skeleton of the arm. And then it's the upper arm and So just do this. Upper arm, and then the wider part of the forearm here, and then the thinner part of the forearm. It's not gonna look perfect, but I am just doing a sketch here. Like this, and then do this. Gonna connect those, and then stay zoomed out like this. And then if I am still learning, but I have taught myself a decent amount alongside just watching other artists. But yeah, your arm, if you're drawing a character from the side or from the front and you're just drawing normal length of the arm, your forearm and upper arm should be pretty much the same length. And then your hand, oddly enough, your hand, including your fingers, is generally 2/3 of the length of your arm. So about here would be 2/3. So to put that here, it'll be about to here. So I can mark that. My music stopped. Hang on. I was not expecting it to just stop. Okay. Okay. Should be working now. I don't know. Okay. So there's where the fingers should end. And then going to, let's see. About right here will be where the knuckles are. And then the thumb about right here, and then the thumb will end here. More or less. Just gonna have like a flat hand. Like someone's resting their hand on a table. So, what I've just done is I've marked out locations where the joints are, as well as the tips of the fingers and the thumb. I'm not going to draw all the fingers necessarily, but so the first joint of the finger, then the second joint, then the tip of the finger, and then the knuckle. So knuckle, and then first joint, second joint, and then the tip of the finger. And that can connect to the wrist. So just draw a line through that. And then to the thumb, first joint of the thumb, and the second joint. And then the very tip of the thumb, like that. This is how I taught myself to draw, and what I understand in terms of drawing. Then if I just do this, Uh, it's not perfect, and it's been a few months since I have been actively drawing or practicing, so I'm not 100% perfect with this, but pretty much just draw like ovals, circles around these, and then connect them. I will say that this is my method of drawing. This won't work for everyone. The finger might be too short. I'll just leave it like it is. But this method might not work for everyone, and I'm still trying to figure some things out. My problem, and this is just personal like issue with the methods of other artists, is that I just get confused. I think that is more about me than other artists. I understand things differently. But yeah, there's that. Do next is draw an arm kind of pointed down, but like aiming straight forward. So this is the upper arm, and then the, oops, that's too thin. The half of the forearm, and then the thinner part of the forearm. And then the hand is gonna do this. So there's the middle knuckle of the hand, and the index, ring finger, and pinky. The thumb right here and here. I'm gonna have the fingers though point down, so about here for the index, and then the middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky. They should all be in an arc. They're going straight down, so there'll be different sizes. Then just connect these a little bit. Have this go down like this, and then fill this in, and this, and that. And these go down, and then from here fill in the everything else. So that, and then this. Then from the joint of the thumb, knuckle the index, and then down. Something along those lines. It's easier when it's just straight down like this, because it's simpler to do. Not to draw any circles, I can just do this. And then up. that. No. This method isn't how I want to draw necessarily, but it is what I want to use to teach myself how to draw. I'm pretty much just simplifying the anatomy to a point where I can understand it. Like, if you had a drawing of a table, it's not the right angle. If you had a drawing of like a table, let's just say this drawing of a table here, and then it's just simple shapes. Just drawing a bunch of lines to make rectangles, and then figure out where the legs are. This. That's okay. Like this, and then down, then across. But best option is just simplify these shapes. And part of what I wanted, or what I want to do with these drawing streams that I'm going to be doing for the next week or so, or next few weeks possibly, is I just want to like get myself to draw, teach myself to draw, and like learn things as I go along, and have it be recorded, not recorded, but have it be live, so people can see mistakes I make. And I do want to teach drawing as well, which would be interesting. But some main things I want to try to get myself to stop doing is I want to stop caring about perfection, because perfection can destroy art. Perfection can destroy an artist, and not thinking about perfection can make an artist better. It can mean that as an artist you actually get things finished. You stop worrying about, does this look perfect? Is this correct? Of course, there's still an issue of like, there's a balance of understanding like anatomy, or understanding shapes of what you're drawing, versus, what am I saying? You shouldn't try to make things perfect, but you should still learn anatomy and how to make things as good as you can. If you're drawing a person, make your drawing of that person as passable as you can in terms of accuracy, but don't spend time perfecting it. Just do the best that you can. That's what I want to get myself to do, is just stop worrying about perfection, which is far easier said than done. With these, it's I've kind of explained what I want to do. I want to teach myself to draw better and learn, and anyone watching can learn alongside me, which would be interesting. But now that I've kind of refreshed myself on how I do things, I'm going to draw. Let me I do have a bunch of references saved. Although, let me look up something. Okay. Just trying to look up a few things to reference. Okay. So in my learning to draw, I drew a few VTubers. I mainly drew Gura. So I'm gonna try to just do a quick sketch of the shark. But best option to start sketching is to just simplify what you can see. And best option for doing a sketch is to simplify stuff, so try to draw Gura. I'm going to start off with just trying to mark out anatomy or the pose that I want. So I'm going to just have her standing. So if I just do this, still trying to figure out what I'm doing, or still trying to figure out how I want to go about drawing things. But if I do this is to have her standing at an angle. So I do this. And then this. Yeah. And then rid of this. It's right here. And then I'll explain what I'm doing in a moment. Right now I'm putting down dots for the basic skeletal structure so I can better map out anatomy. It's a bit too high up, but I'll move it down in a moment. It's not going to draw her standing, I'll just draw her like upper body. Yeah. So I think we'll just let's have our other arm just down. Let's kind of have the sketch kind of end here. And then other arm go here. Actually, for other arm go here. And then Knuckles. Just have her doing like a peace sign. This right here. Then let's see. This, more or less. Yeah. It might work, it might not. Do this. And here. This is by no means a perfect method, but it is what makes sense to me. Okay, so with that, all those in place, actually change this a little bit. This here. And then this, that, and then tip of the index finger about there, middle finger about here, and then the pinky and ring finger here, and on the thumb would go like that. Let's have that there, and then let's do this. Then connect all of that to the wrist, and then the forearm, the shoulder, and this, and that just goes down and down. Okay. Okay, I think I did something a little wrong, but I can fix that. Okay. Erase this about here, go down. I can just go down. And then this go out to here. This go here. And then just erase the hand, I guess. I do not have, I cannot, I unbound undo, so I can't words. I can't hit Control Z. So if I make a mistake in drawing a line, I just have to live with that. Undo is not a good thing to get. It's in watching veteran artists talk about art and teaching art, or having trouble with words. In watching artists discuss art and like with them teaching art, something that a lot of veteran artists will teach you, especially if they do digital art, is to not use undo and to unbind it so that you don't use undo, or to draw with pen and paper, to draw with ink, so that you get used to making mistakes. Because if you keep undoing the same line over and over again, you could spend hours on an art piece when you could spend like half an hour or even 10 minutes. But yeah, I've unbound undo, and I am happy about that, because it means that I'm thinking more. I'm more focused on planning out what I'm doing, and I'm less focused on if I make a mistake, I can undo it. I'm able to just go through with what I'm doing, not be too worried about making a mistake. And this, and then the thumb, like this, and then connect that and that. And then I'm just gonna do the joints of the fingers. This. Then connect the wrist to the elbow and the shoulder to the elbow. So, and then this is the torso. The collarbones right here. And just connect those in the back. This is the end of the spinal column into the neck. And that's the neck. And then going to connect this, the sternum, I think. I don't fully recall the names of everything. I have an anatomy book with me, just in case I need to reference something, but I'm not going to be using it right now. I, of course, was using it while I was learning. I will try to link the anatomy book in the description, or try to find it. I don't know how old it is, but it is very nice having an actual art book meant for anatomy. Now with the head, yeah, the top of the head, and then this. Continue all these dots. I don't know. Let's see. I think I... Put something in the wrong place. This here, and then this go here. Just erase this part, and that, and this. This right here. Do this. That's good enough. And then have this. See. Two. for no reason, mark out the shoulder blades. Just to kind of practice. As I said, it's been a few months since I've actively been drawing and trying to use this method. So I'm kind of relearning it in a way. Now that I've done that, going to so this is more or less the rib cage from the front, and I connect this and this to kind of show how it's simplified as it connects. So that's pretty much just the rib cage, and of course the arms. Make a new layer so I can draw over this, and then maybe just fill in some stuff and round out some things. So then if I do just this, should make a decent enough finger. Just like that, and then if I just connect them as best as I can. And then just this. And then do this. Draw around the draw kind of like this. And this. And have this go down. This go here. This curve around. And then draw the upper arm. Like this, more or less like this. And then do the wider section of the forearm. Like this. And then do the... Sorry if my line looks like chicken scratch, I'm still trying to figure out. I am still learning, but do this. More or less a hand. If I hide this, yeah. So there's more or less a peace sign and the arm. Might be a little wonky. Let's do this. erase this. Try to... Let me just do this. Yeah. Do this for the pinky. Okay. That's the first joint, the second joint, and the tip of the pinky would go about here. So it should mean this part might be visible. And then do this. That does not look right. I do this. It doesn't look right. Pinky. If I remove that, maybe it... I think I... do that. This down. Okay. Hang on. If I do this, this will be a side view of it. Yeah. Be kind of a side view, in a way. It's like this. And then do this, and this, and this. Kind of just connect them. No. This, and then this, this, and this. Draw a line here, do this part, and this. This up to here, and then this out. And like that. Okay. Pinky should okay. So this should curve. This goes here. So this should go down. Rid of this. This goes down and then around. And then out. And then this. Like that. Okay, I think I kind of fixed it. The finger should be lower a little. just do this. This down a tiny bit. Go back to there. And then just rid of that little piece. Okay. That's done. And okay. Now the trapezius muscles, like this. And this. Oops. Okay. I keep rapidly zooming. Okay. So then the bicep. Down. And down. Then this part. It cuts off there. There. And then can I make the curve for the elbow? Let's see. Yeah. Good enough. And from here, I'll mark out, actually, add something to this. And I mark out a little bit where the shoulder would start. And then draw a line from there onto the torso. Let's do that. And then do this. Okay. Then I'm going to just go back to this. Mark out these right next to the center of the rib cage, which I don't remember the name of. May have looked through an anatomy book, does not mean I memorized any of the names of the anatomy. The neck. Start the neck here. Now we go down. And this. And then have this go down a little bit. This. That. To add some interesting detailing. And that here. And here. Okay. So there's that. Yeah. That should more or less work. Last thing's the head, and that's just rounding this out. Like this. And this. And then this. Huh. That looks very strange. Okay. Back to this. Sorry. Erase all this. Let me try to fix the head. So I'm going to try to move this a little bit right here, And then have this go right here. Erase this. Put this here. And this here. No. It's this part. This right here. Then connect those. And have this go down. Whoa. It should look better. Just do this. This go down. Get that, and yeah, looks better. So with the right now with the head, what I do is actually it's better if I just show this on this table. No, I show this. So I start off with, say, when I have the head face this way. So kind of have the head kind of angled to your right, the character's left. Start off with 4 dots that are evenly spaced, just like that, and then another dot. I call these dots. Another dot kind of the opposite side of where you want the head to face. And then this does involve understanding anatomy. This is, again, I'm just simplifying anatomy to better illustrate things. But put a dot here, and then one further away on the opposite side, but make sure that they're in the same line, or on the same height. And then have dots, similar positions, but higher up and further out. And then going from this this dot, which is supposed to be the top of the head, kind of in the center of the head, I'll look in between these two. So if I get rid of this, and then put a dot between, then I'll put a larger one sticking out a little bit, and then have another dot, and then and have those two kind of be equal. And same thing for the what's supposed to be the jaw. And then these. And again, I am still trying to figure out a system for how I want to draw, what makes things easy for me. So I am still trying to figure this whole thing out. But I just connect the outer dots. So I'm making up and then connect the dots. But that pretty much just makes a head. Looking down and up is a bit different, but we can get to that. But for now, I've done that. I'm trying to fill in some details. So pretty much there's this. So then next, see a problem. This more like this, and this is more like this. Hide that. I can just start erasing some stuff. Make it look a little nicer. should work well enough. Okay. The torso might be a little big, but let's see. Because it's good enough. There is some ratio of, for most people, your arms to your chest. But with that filled out, and hide that, then I'm going to fill in some details. Sorry, I don't know why I hit that. Zoom in on the head a little bit. Going to add some details to the face, namely the mouth and the nose and the eyes. Smile there, just a bit too high. Oops. Okay. Just get rid of this. It's the head will be covering it. Smile right here. And the nose. Just gonna do this for the nose. Yeah, decent enough. And have one eye like this. The other one here. So there's this. And then this go down. Let's see. This can go like this. This out. Just connect those. Okay. Might be a bit too much. Okay. Should be. Yeah. Should be decent enough. And then here, with this, the eyes, and this. Me, the eyes, a little bit more rounded. Okay, and then have this go out, that, and this, this, and then eyebrows. Try to draw some thin eyebrows. That, and then just get rid of this. Head is very round. Very rounded head. Just realized something's too short. Forehead's too short. Actually, let me move this down a little. Right to here. Okay. That looks decent. Looks better. With that, I'm gonna make a new layer. And then it's gonna simplify hair. So from right here, more or less, this goes down. The hair going down like this. And then of course, this part, the bangs. And it's decent. Do this. Okay. Then do this. This. Kind of mark out where the blue streak in her hair is. At least one of them. And this. And then this. Mark out these details. Like this. And this. And erase these parts. Just like this. And then draw the hair above the head. And try to keep it at a specific distance. Just like this. Yeah. That to there. And then this out to here. Then this kind of goes to here. Just curve down a little bit, and then this too. And then let's see. And then here, some kind of stray strands of hair. Like this. Then this. Yeah. Should look. Whoops. Okay. Should look like hair, kind of. Let's see. So then you have this. This. Go down a little bit. And then have this go out. And this. Kind of like that. And have this here. Kind of go out. Okay. Actually, it's not quite right. Goes out a little bit more. Reference I'm using to draw Gura is her 3D model. Yeah. Then there's this. A smaller strand here. Like this. Be sure that when you're... Make sure that when you're drawing something, especially if you're just sketching something, that you are not fully zoomed in, that you are zoomed in just enough to be able to see what you're doing, but not so zoomed in that you're focused on like small details. Zoom in too close and you miss the bigger picture. I learned that from an artist the other day. I was watching an artist the other day and I learned that. Well, I guess I already knew that, but I was just watching a video and I see more and more artists saying the same stuff. Don't zoom in too much. And I'm reiterating that knowledge. Reiterating that knowledge for anyone that was willing to watch me, but I'm also kind of reiterating it for myself. Let me just do this. Have this go here. Have this go out, down a little bit more. And I'm streaming my kind of learning process for myself and for anyone else that wants to see what I do. Just gonna do this and then this. Okay. And then let's go down here. Curve up and then this part here. It's good enough for now. Yeah, it's decent. Okay. Underneath this, hide that. Make a new layer. Then try to draw a hoodie. Goes like this. Well, actually, not that, but this. Kind of like. And then, oops. See what I'm doing wrong. So I'm gonna start it from here. Have this go up and back. And have, wait a second. Go down a bit more. And have this go here. And have this go around and down. Mostly like that. And then have this go around. Kind of little bit over her shoulder. And then connect this. Like so. Just get rid of this. And then do the same on this side. Let's get out a little bit and then over the shoulder. Just connect these. And then I draw on the sleeve of her hoodie first. Start on this side. Sleeves are big. Just gonna do this. Sleeve that like that, and then have this part of the hoodie go down in front of the arm, and then have this part go here, and then the arm just like this, that go down there, and then the shark. Let's see. The mouth part of a hoodie kind of starts here. Let's draw that, start drawing that, but it's not going to be fully visible. The top part of it will be. So this is one tooth, and then another tooth, and then the next tooth, and then this. And I've drawn this a little bit wonky, but is that pretty much. So if I add that, there's start of a hoodie, and then there is this part, this drawstring, which maybe drawing this a little bit too big, but you fix that. Actually, erase this part of it. Let's go down to here. And this one can start here and go down. And it's shorter than the other one. Like this, and this. Actually angle that a little bit. Okay. And then got these in it. Add them in. And then have the fish here. Start off like this. And then it's this. The tail. Then we have this, kind of the undershirt. Rid of this part. Then there's the strings. Mark those out. Connect them rotate this. Okay. It's her hoodie mostly outlined, along with her hair. Missing something. Very signature part of her hair. It seems to start here. I draw this in. This, and then into hair, this, and kind of like curve. Actually not curved. Like that, and then draw this in. Oh, that looks weird. Okay. Then draw in this. If I can. Let me start this. There we go. A very derpy shark hair tie. Then have this. Actually, let me draw this continuing through the hair tie. On this part, more of her hair. This part kind of continuing through. Then draw on this. And then this. Like something like this. Just get rid of these lines. One thing that I've noticed, even as amateur as I am as an artist, not very skillful, one thing I have noticed with even some professional artists is that if they're drawing something behind something else, they won't draw it all the way through. So if I just use this, just demonstrate this. Let's say you have, I don't know, just, let's say you have like a pipe of some sort, and then you have another one behind it. One thing I've seen some artists do, even professional ones oddly enough, is I've seen them just do this. They'll just draw the object, and it looks decent from a distance, but let's say you're a completely new artist, and you see a drawing of a pipe, or you see drawing of some pipes, and there's one behind the other one. You try to copy that without really understanding a good way of doing that. You might end up just having that offset, and then it doesn't look good. So the best option is to just continue the lines through the other object until you reach the other side. Of course, I'm not drawing completely straight lines, but you should, well, you get the idea. So then once you do that, you just erase those lines. You have everything lined up. And To me, it's just strange that I've noticed even professional artists make that mistake. So there's a mistake that I'm going to try not to do myself. So then, let's see. I have other. I'm not gonna draw your other hair tie. I'm just gonna draw your other hair, kind of just going out this way, kind of curving this way, and this here. It's at least kind of what I'm seeing. Gonna have that do that. Just gonna look at it in distance. Have this go down a little. Actually, I think I will have kind of your other hair to kind of poking out a little bit, but not completely. And just do this. Almost just did the opposite of what I was just saying. Actually, I should leave that in so I can finish the detailing. Not perfect, but not trying to go for perfection, just trying to get this done. There's actually one problem with my VTuber model that I'm using. I did illustrate my own model. But this design, it took me a while to kind of figure it out. The very design that I'm using for VTuber took me several months to figure out, but it only took me several months to figure out the design I wanted. It only took me days to actually draw it and rig the model, which was pretty crazy. There's that. And that. Okay, last thing is to actually draw in the sleeve of the hoodie. Just gonna try to do that. Let's start right here. Just gonna do this. Just like this. Yeah. Just gonna do this. That go around, then erase this part. And if this go down to here, start to try to draw in the folds. Can I have this? Let's see. I'm just gonna mark this out. So then draw in the folds a little bit. This might look a little strange right now, but should make sense shortly. Let's do this part. Actually, this thing here. Yep. And this. How does that look? Looks somewhat decent. Let me try to readjust this. If I do this and this, it should more or less work. Actually. Right now I'm not referencing any sleeves, so it's not looking the best. I'm providing an example of what not to do. Trying to draw something from memory that I haven't drawn much at all would be folds in clothing. I think I know what to do to fix this. Try to actually, let me do this first. Make this just wider. Okay. That's wider. This. Just made the sleeve wider. I can try and like kind of carve out the folds. So I do this. Do this, and then if I do this, it should look like a fold in the sleeve. I'm doing it a little bit lower. Okay. And do that. Make one a little bit lower down. And have this go out like this. And have this go like this here. And down. And then have the final one a little bit lower. Right to here, and then have this go down. And then the same over here. Let's go down to this. More or less. Then place this part here. Erase this. And this. That a little thinner. Erase these parts. This. Just like that. And then do one little thing, that is to just kind of make this go here. And then try to make it look like going around the sleeve. Like that. Okay, that looks decent for my first time drawing clothes with folds on them. Let me see. Yeah. I just fix that a little bit. I think. Yeah. Let me try to curve a little bit. Okay. Alright, what I'm gonna do next is polish a few details on here. So if I just erase this part and this. Actually, try to fix the thumb a little bit. Okay, then just do this and have this go down. And then erase. Should have this curve a bit. And then erase this part. Just like this. I think the fingers might be a little bit too long, but it's good enough for right now. Just a few other details. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make another layer. Just going to trace. Just gonna trace something. Let's see. Leave that as is for now. Going to actually maybe get rid of that. Bring this back. Actually, I think I'll just hide that. And then I will just make another layer. I'm not gonna do coloring just yet. Try to sketch another character. I try to okay. Dungura. See. I'm quite sure what to do right now. Because I could try to do coloring. I do want to sketch another character. Let's see. What can I think of? Hmm. Eh. Can't really think of another character I want to sketch right now. So, me. Yeah. Just do the coloring first, so that means getting some colors. So make another layer. Use that for colors. Okay. So, just going to actually, when I'm thinking about it, I do want to try to sketch Miku. Okay. I'm gonna try to do a sketch of Miku. Now, I'm going to do something a bit different this time. Try to make things simpler. Miku has, of course, do it here. Miku has her hair like that, so try to quickly sketch out face. I know the method I showed earlier, drawing dots everywhere. That method I used for learning, kind of trying to teach myself to draw. But I understand mostly what to do. Yeah. So Miku's hair kind of like sweeps over her nose. So I just draw in her nose. A bit too big. Let's see. There's this. Nose, and then her mouth. I draw her with the open smile. Just like this. Erase this part. And have her eyes. Let's see. About here. And have one eye. And then the other eye. And then here. Is that's lopsided. Try to fix this. Okay, so I'm gonna stay zoomed out right about to here. Try to figure out that right here would be the eye can start, kind of end. Actually, I don't know. Leave that as it is. Move this a little bit over. And have this eye, and this eye, and like that. Same for this side. Try to do this. This longer. Erase this. Okay. Should work more or less. Alright. I have a shortcut for flipping the entire canvas. It does, for Krita, it does turns on and off horizontal mirroring, so by default it's off. And if I just press my shortcut, it mirrors the canvas and flips it so that I can see if I made any mistakes. Because of course, if you're looking at your canvas in one way, when you flip it, you can see if there's anything that looks wrong. And everything looks more or less correct. I could probably try to fix the fingers, but right now I'm just gonna leave that as it is. Sketch of Miku is good. But if I demonstrate, let me see. So if I can just try to draw a wonky head, it's all going to look pretty strange. That's lovely. Disconnected for a second. Okay. My OBS disconnected for a second. Goodness. Let me think here. Sorry. OBS is connecting it. Right. Still live, which is good. Okay. My brain's frazzled. Alright. So if I just try to do this kind of messily. Messily? Is that a word? Let's do this quickly or something. So there's that. You can tell it's a face. If I flip it, it looks... That made well. Okay. Trying to demonstrate what not to do. Or what... Trying to demonstrate something not looking right. Actually, if I do this, and then this, I can make this a little more broken. So I do, no, I do this, and then this, then I can do this, and this, and then have this here, that there. So now if I connect all of this, then I just try to sketch a head around it. Something like this. If I just erase all of this. Like like so. Just erase all this detailing. These dots and these lines. Then I can, let's see. I didn't know where they were. Just draw in this quickly. I'm just gonna draw in the box eyes. So if I flip the canvas, it looks the same. Okay, that's nice. Well, when you're drawing, especially when you're first starting, flip the canvas as often as you can so that you get a good idea of any mistakes you're making. Yeah, my nose was bothering me. Had to step away for a second there because my nose was running like crazy. Okay. Well, back to Miku. So if I just draw in some like just eyebrows. Like this. And just draw in her hair. She has hair here, I'm gonna go in like this, and then the side of her head. Up. And around. It's a bit too much. Okay. So there's that. And then... Should this go up? And this go down. Just like this. And then I can have... erase this part. This part. And erase this now that I have the hair outlined. Just like that. And then some of her hair goes like this as well. At least on this side. Right. These details are done. Now for her long twin tails. Looks like the side of her head going up and out. And up and out, and then down a little bit. Actually, you just do this, make this wider. This, and then this. Okay. Not drawing these lines perfectly, but I don't care. Just trying to draw something. A little bit lower. To here. Into here. And this. And then I'm just gonna do this. Okay. I've drawn... I've drawn something. It's Miku, kind of. Some details in her face. There. I've drawn Miku. Okay. Not what I was expecting to draw. So, right here the lines look somewhat okay, but if I flip the canvas, leading a little bit, which I wasn't quite intending, but I also wasn't intending to do this, so I guess there's that. Yeah. This is a good kind of public test stream for me figuring out what I'm trying to do. Okay. I didn't do much. I'm going to be ending stream here, but I didn't do a lot. The stream cut out a little bit earlier, but tomorrow we'll be streaming around the same time, of course, at 1 p.m. PST. And I will plan out more things to draw. I'll actually try to look for some references. Some characters to draw. But this was a good way for me to see what I can do, because I have been studying drawing for a little bit now, but I was not expecting to be able to do this. Kind of relieved, but not a very serious stream. Still trying to figure things out, but I'm happy about this. I will do another drawing stream tomorrow. See where that goes. But I thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed somewhat of a train wreck. Hit save. Remember to save. But that is everything for today.